okay, or just writing simple JavaScript, you cannot afford using the bind call, right? Last time I already demonstrated 2 ways to use a bind call in a React app. One time is when you want to set up a function, you want to focus that the function is calling the this means some object, so you can bind it, and even you can bind a particular argument so that when it called it, you don't need to supply the argument, or the caller supply some argument will render it useless because you already fixed it. Okay, so this is something about bind. Now today I will finish this set of slides by ending it with some very easy look at functional programming. Okay, in JavaScript there are many functional programming libraries. One of the very famous one, I don't know whether you have used it or not. If you have used it, raise up your hand. Yeah, you already raised up. Yeah, I see LMHs. Ooh. How many of you have used this? Underscore.js, only you. Okay, you too. What is, that means it's a cyclic pointer. Yeah. Another one, Lodash. Yeah. Anybody heard of this too? Oh, only my FYP know. Okay. Oh, another one. Okay. So I didn't look into the difference between underscore and Lodash. Do you know the difference between underscore and Lodash? No, I don't know. I don't know why they come up with 2 different libraries. Okay. So you understand what is underscore, right? Underscore is this guy. Okay. Yeah, okay. So this is a box. Okay. This is underscore. Okay. This is dash. Okay. This is Lodash. So what is the difference between Lodash and underscore? I don't know. Okay. So I don't know why people invent 2 different libraries, but they perform similar stuff. So what can you find in this library? It provides a bunch of very handy, very useful call. Like you want to find out the max element in an array. Basically, you call load underscore dot max and put an array there. It will give it to you. Now this is not something functional programming, right? When you write this code, you just write where is the eraser? No eraser. Is it here? Oh. Interesting, huh? Okay. So when you use underscore, when you call the max function, you use when you include that underscore library, it is available in both backend and front end. In Node.js you can use it. In front end, that means in browser you can also use it. Underscore dot max. Then you input an array. That's it. Okay, so this is not functional programming, right? It's just you apply an array. But actually in the backend, in the background, what it is doing is calling something which is very similar to this bunch of call. Okay, so this bunch of call, just like the bind call, is appear starting from ES5. Okay, so that means a very not the latest one, but very recent release of JavaScript. Okay, so what are they? Okay, some people will ask for each and map. Okay, later on you will see why. So for each call and a map for each filter, map, and reduce, they are considered as functional stuff because it will treat function as data. Okay, it allows you to supply the function and input a function to it. And some people will look at the code like this. Okay, this is the code. You will think that it is the same as the callback function. Okay, so what is the meaning of callback function? Last time I showed it to you the callback design. This is not very good. Okay, but although it's not very good, but you can see this the on Wednesday change. This is the function. Okay, and you set up a function like callback. Now this callback is happening like this. You call the thing and wait for a moment. When an event is get triggered, like a click event, you click on something after you register the call, you fire off that function. But the functional programming part is different. Okay, you can Google. I already Google it. Okay, I actually don't know what this function is doing. Is this function just act as a callback? Or no, it's not like a callback. It's something different. Now, let's take a look what is doing. Actually, JavaScript allows you to operate on functions. The call for each is actually operate on a function as well as it is an array function. So that means an array has a function called for each. You can input a function. If you have learned the lambda in Python, it's very much like lambda in Python. Okay? So here, running out of battery, sorry. Hi. This time I bring enough battery today. Okay, wait for a moment. Okay. Good. Okay, so what is this? This means that the array operates on a function. You pass me a function, I will use each element to supply into this value field. Okay, and go through the value field. What is the change? The change is I consider it's a callback, but actually it's a callback. It's just a function. So when you put a function in there, you run this program and see the following. Hey, come on. What happened today? Okay. Okay. This time I set up a different look here. I set up in a left side. I start the what we call a Firebug. Okay. I don't know why it's able to launch Firebug here, and then I can see the console log when I use console.log. Okay. So when I do this array here, I call dot for each and supply a function in there. Okay. Then it will run through this, and just like calling the function 5 times. Okay, just like calling the function 5 times. Okay, and why is 5 times? It's just based on the array elements here. Okay, so the idea is I have an array and apply the function each time. Okay, and maybe you think that it's just like a for loop. Yes, it's just like a for loop. For loop is a synchronous call, right? You design a for loop, okay, and you run it line by line until you loop through the entire array. Okay. Now this is also a asynchronous version here. Although you write in this way, just like a callback function, but it will run immediately until we finish all 5 elements. Let's say I put a console.log here, console.log in. Okay. Put it in here. When I run it, you will see the end will appear at last. Why? Because it's synchronous. It will wait for the entire 5 call finish and then end. So just like a loop, but the loop itself is calling different functions. This is number 1, for each. For each is I seldom use for each because for each is not sexy. What is the meaning of not sexy? It's just make use of the array content. Okay. You just make use of the array content. Let's say someone passes you an array, okay, you go through as if a function, okay, go through a function every time you do something, and you cannot reflect the change back to the array itself. Right, so it's not very useful unless what? Unless you make use of this argument, then you can make the change go back to the array itself, okay, but it's not very useful. I will consider it not very useful because we have a more useful version. The second is filter. Filter is useful, okay, very useful. Okay, first of all, the filter itself is a function, okay, but the function produces a new array. Okay, it produces a new array. It's not modifying the content of the original array. And what is the meaning? Its meaning is you can filter something that you don't want or something that you want. You decide which element you want by returning true. Let's say if a hard code returns true, what will happen? Okay. So let's say I return true here. That means that every element I decide that I want that. Okay, for every element. So the array finally become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now what happens if I don't want particular items like the previous example? If the value is so happen to be an even number, then I will want it. I want it to be kept in the array. If it is odd number, then filter out. So when you run it, you will see only even number left in the new array. So this is very useful in the sense that someone gives you a bunch of data, you want to filter it out. Okay, and that is. Of course, let's say if this array is a little bit complex. So what is a little bit complex here? Let's say it is a value 1. Okay, and then give one more guy here name. Let's call it Mo. Okay, one more value 2. Name this time is called Matthew. Okay, Stanley, do you want to appear?
No.
No. Okay, good. Then what happened next? I can change this into maybe I don't call it value. Okay, I call it element. Okay, element dot value, whether it's an even number or not. Okay, so Mo is gone, left with Matthew here. Hey, sorry, I should make a toString method. Okay, but you understand what I'm doing to do this. I should write it toString. Wait a moment. This guy toString. Return this stop name. Okay, yeah, function. I very troublesome. I don't edit it. Okay, now you understand what I'm doing, huh? Okay, I don't want to edit. It's so troublesome. Okay. Yeah, you understand what I'm doing. That's okay. So now that means that you can filter something like I don't want every mode area. Filter a name and a mode, yeah, go away. Okay. And this is something start to be useful because you have data source and you can produce some output. Unlike for each is not. For each is just a loop through the array and do some output thing. Okay. So that's why some people also invent another version for each. For each is not producing new items, but you process every element. Now map is allows you to doing what? Process every element, but this time each element after you process it, you will return a new array of the new stuff after modification. Okay, and this map also appear in Python. Okay, Python also has the map function. Okay, but it's not array properties. Okay, but here in JavaScript it's array property. Now, what is the map here? It means that for every element, I will do what? Multiplying 2. Okay? Let's multiply 2. Then you will see it's become 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay? So this is the map. This is quite useful as long as you have an array. You want to perform homogeneous changes to an entire array and produce a new array, then you will use the map. Once I know about this, I never use any stupid for loop anymore. Okay. Here you will, let's say I produce for loop. Okay. Every time I start with the empty array for outputs, and when I modify one element, I push it to the output array. Now you don't need it. Okay. You just call dot map. Then you can modify the entire array uniformly. Okay, so this is map. Now, last, reduce. Okay, so that's why the Hadoop or the map reduce produced by Google is actually not exactly that map reduce. Okay, the map and the reduce is different. Now, what's the reduce? Reduce means just like this time really look like the map reduce in a cloud computing. You have different elements. You want to aggregate it into something. Okay, so it's for aggregation. The function that you provide is to define what is the aggregation that you want to do. So the aggregation means you process something and you return a value. Okay. If it is for the first time, then the return value will become the next call previous. Okay? So you will ship the new aggregated value to the next call. Okay? If you don't have the next call because you're the first one, then what is the something here in the previous will be the init value here. Okay? So let's say you want to write a function that's called sum. Okay? You want to sum up something, but use reduce. How to use it? Very simple. Hey, sorry. Okay? You have an init value. I said the init value equals 0. Then you go through this process. Every time you sum it up, sum it up, sum it up. Okay? Then at the end, you find the sum is 15. All right? Now, I give you another example. Okay? Another example is here. I want you to have the reduce function eventually produce me the product of all elements. Okay? But does this program works perfectly? Is it the product of all the guys here? Yo. So what is the bug? Yeah? Yeah, the initial value. Okay? So you have to adjust by yourself. Okay? Don't miss this initial value. If you miss it, it will become undefined. Okay? And undefined will be mapped to 0. So you make sure that you init it correctly. Okay? Just like this. Okay? Now I'll give you a challenge. The challenge is not in the notes. Can you use reduce function to calculate the maximum value of an array? Yeah. Actually, the entire underscore or low dash JavaScript library is using this bunch of things to calculate the mean, the max, even some other strange function. How to write it? Maybe I clean this up. You tell me. Clean this up. Okay. So there should be a function, should be a value. How to write it? Oh, sorry, I missed the previous. How to write max? How to write max? Huh? No one dare to try? Yeah, if this is an interview question, you all die here. How to write it? How about this? What do you think? Does it work? Oh, thank you. Aya. Okay. Okay. Does it work? Do you know what I'm typing? Yeah. Initialization value, the first array element. Okay? And I keep on trying whether every time you call it, you will supply from the array index 0 to 1 to 2 to 3. Okay? Then what you do, you compare the previous and the current focus, the value. And after you compare it, you check whether it's true or not and return the bigger one. Okay? Let's try. Yeah, it's 5. Okay? Then maybe we take a look at which one do you want me to implement? Sort is another thing. Size is not interesting. Yeah, actually it's not very interesting for other functions. Okay, the mean and the max are more interesting. Okay, huh? Oh, okay. So this is about the functional programming part. Any questions? Any questions? If no, actually I have a. Did I start the recording? Oh, okay. I cannot see it. Cannot see it. I have started. Okay. Yeah. Don't be afraid. Okay. So this is the end of this so-called those advanced stuff. Actually, it's not advanced. If you read any books talking about ES5, then those bunch of things will be included. But if you find a book is old enough, let's say 5 years before, it's not ES5, then you cannot find all the stuff I talk about here. Okay, particularly the bind, the functional programming. Okay, and make sure that for the bind, you understand what is the use of it, because this will be very, very useful. Okay, then we have some leftover. Okay, we have some leftover here. But before I go to have the leftover, I want you to take a look at the following thing. Okay. Sorry. Last time, not last time, I don't know when, okay? We talk about kosher and OO, okay? Then I suddenly jump to the next set of slides, okay? But actually inside this slides, after kosher, we actually have one more thing, function invocation pattern, okay? So what's the meaning of function invocation pattern? It's a way for you to invoke some functions with some special way, okay? Like what? Okay, I remember in front of the class I tried this, okay, and everybody don't know what I'm doing, okay. So I remember that I tried to type something like, let's say I have an object, bigger. I have an object equals something, okay. I don't initialize it, and I do this. Array.prototype, okay, dot maybe push, okay, object, sorry, not object, dot call, apply some stupid thing like maybe 1, 2, 3, something like that, okay. Yeah, I remember I showed this to you once upon a time, and actually I didn't explain to you what it is, because why? Previous few lectures, we just covered what is prototype, okay? Now here, I will explain to you, actually in JavaScript, it allows you to do many, many different kinds of calls, okay? And we start with a very stupid example, okay? So what is a stupid example? You don't need to know what it's going to do, okay? But I will give you a high-level point of view. Let's say I want to invent a new call called multiple ages. Although I didn't finish talking about ages, okay? So what is ages? Ages means to fire a URL out, okay? I want to query the particular URL, and when the URL comes back, okay, I receive such, let's say the index.html content, something like that, okay? But that ages call allows you to fire once only, okay? You have to set up it again and fire it again, okay? So what I'm going to do, I want to set up a function. Okay, a set of function, then that function allows me to have 3 URL at a time. Okay, so there are libraries already doing that. Okay, maybe you can imagine that this is a very easy way to implement it, but how? Okay, so you want to fire 3 times. Okay, and we set up a so-called callback function, and the callback function, let's say, will accept 3 different results. Okay, you retrieve this one, and this one, and supply me these 3 results to me, 1, 2, 3. So just like I tell you these 3 things, when you finish all 3 things, you notify me, yeah, I finished all 3 things. So this is the design. Okay, So why I show you this design? Because JavaScript have some problem. The problem is, in that case, how can you design such a program? Kind of hard. Let's say inside there is some agents maybe doing something else, but based on callback mechanism. Okay, you want to fire a callback. Okay, but that callback have to wait for 3 events at the same time. Okay, so there are libraries to do it. Maybe you have heard of Promise. How many of you have heard of Promise? Only by FYPU and Juno LMH. Yes. What is the promise that you're using? What kind of promise? No promise. GQE promise. No promise. Yeah, GQE that promise is not really a promise. Okay, yeah. In JavaScript world, it's very strange. Some promise is not a promise. Okay, kind of stuff. Okay, don't worry if you don't understand promise, because later on I will post a video on our group and show you what is promise. But promise is kind of you have to write enough JavaScript code and already get the hatred over the callback. You find this callback is so bad, okay, I want to kill it, okay. Then you start to appreciate what is promise. Okay? But here I don't talk about promise. I just want to do one thing. I have 3 events. I want to wait for them at the same not at the same time. They have some order, right? Until all 3 finish, I don't call the callback. Once all 3 events finish, I call the callback. How to do it? How to do it? Okay? First of all, this code, okay, I didn't say about the design of this code. Actually, this code, I want it to be more a variety there. It's not just waiting for 3 guys. You can wait for 4 guys, 5 guys. You just keep expanding this list, okay? And what is the important thing is the last must be the callback function, okay? So just like in C, you use printf, okay? You use C, you use printf, then you can increase the number of arguments without any control, okay? And in C, that is called getOp, okay? Get option, something like that. But here in JavaScript, it has something called arguments for us to control it, okay? Fire the asynchronous code in parallel. Can you do it? Can you fire something in parallel? Yeah, that kind of doable, okay? We can set up, let's say the event listener. You can set up the click event listener, the chain, the scroll, the something, all at the same time. And those events may come later. So you can set up those things in parallel, okay? With some correct kosher, of course, I don't know whether you have kosher bound to it. Last, we can do such a waiting, okay? But how can I know it's all finished? Of course, you will bind to some states, okay? You want to have a state that, state array item number 0. That means that the first URL finished or not. Array number 1, whether the number one URL finished or not. You can set up such a state Boolean array, something like that. And when the Boolean array get all set to true, let's say all the states are true now, you want to fire that function. You want to fire that function. Now something happened. Okay? In C, you don't have this problem. Okay? Usually when it's in C, where's my eraser? Eraser. Oh, here. Okay. Okay. So when in C, let's say you have a function called f and 1, 2, 3, but the f prototype is only having int x, int y. Compiler wants you, right? The compiler will want you. How about JavaScript? Will JavaScript give you warning? Yeah, JavaScript is kind of stupid, huh? Let's try. Let's say I set up a function. Function f, okay, only contain 2 inputs, okay, and return x plus y, okay. Then I call it f 1, 2, 3. What will happen? What do you think? as this is a mismatch of the function signature in C, right? But in JavaScript, any error? Can you see any error? No error. Maybe I hide the error, okay? Can you see any error? No, 0 error. Can you see it from console? Console don't have any error. Okay? So this is the horrible stuff. JavaScript actually allows you to mismatch the what is called function signature. Okay? So what can you do if you have a, let's say that in Java, you can have polymorphism that are, is it polymorphism or not, okay? You have a function name with different versions, okay? JavaScript don't need it. JavaScript will use one pattern, we call it function.apply pattern to trigger it, okay? So let's go. Let's go. What is this, okay? Actually, in JavaScript, we have argument count and argument vector. Okay? In C, you have argument count, argument vector in the main, right? Now, how about in JavaScript? Can you find argument vector, argument count for each function call? Yes. Okay? It's called arguments. Let's check. Okay? So here, I will say allow me to show the alert. Arguments.length. Okay? Then you will see 3. Okay? And what is the argument array? Maybe you want to see the argument array. Eh? Run is an object. Okay? So it's an array, I know. Maybe I list them out. I use console.log to list them out. Console.log 0. 0, 1. Yeah, the indentation style is just so bad. Yeah. 0, 1, 2. Okay. So you should expect what? You should expect the console. The console here will show 3 lines like this. Okay? So actually there is a hidden array, just like a global variable. I cannot explain what it is, okay, until later. Okay, so what is this? Later on I will tell you about this. Now this arguments allows you to know what is the number of arguments that are being called. So actually for every function in JavaScript you don't need them. Okay? You can just let's say that if arguments dot length greater than equal to 2 or maybe equal to 2, it's just up to you. Okay, then you can do the following: arguments 0 plus arguments 1. Okay, or even you can apply reduce over this arguments array. Then you can calculate the sum effectively, or underscore library to sum it up. Okay, so this is one part of it, and later I will continue to talk about this, how to set up a multiple callback and how to wait for multiple callback, and if time allow, what is the meaning of time allow? I didn't plan what I should talk about in this week. Okay, what is that here? The teaching schedule. Okay, here. Okay, because I know no one will come. On that day, 2 days later is FYP, final year project deadline. Okay, I know no one will come. So maybe I may choose to talk about promise. Okay, that allows you to understand another aspect to wait for multiple asynchronous call and wait until it finished. Okay, I hope that time allow means that in a second last topic I can finish on time. Okay, let's talk about JSON P cross and how to write script just like Google Analytics. Okay, so let's stop